The number of children born in 2014 was the most children that will ever be born in a given year throughout human history. It's downhill after that. So you may be wondering, how can we go from 7 billion people to 9 billion people if we're having fewer children? It's because we're living longer. All of that population growth is because people are living longer. It's a good news story. It means you and me will be there in 2050. But there's still a challenge. So the challenge is we need to get to 2050 without screwing up the planet. We're feeding another billion people every 12 years today. But after 2050, we only have to feed a billion people every 25 to 30 years. That's easy. It's just this narrow window that's at risk. Because after 2050, if productivity continues on its current track, for the first time in human history, we won't need more food. We'll be able to take all the productivity gains and turn them to reducing the impact of agriculture on the planet. Instead of using more food, we'll actually be able to use less water, less land, produce fewer greenhouse gases to feed everybody. But it all requires that we get to 2050 without cutting down our forests and without draining our rivers, lakes, and aquifers. Because if we do, we're good forever. This is our opportunity. So one of the thoughts I want to leave you with is the next 35 years are not just the most important 35 years there have ever been in the history of agriculture, and they are. They're the most important 35 years there will ever be in the history of agriculture. And that's why we need to get it right. And that's why the work you do is so important. But it requires all of us to be worthy of the public's trust. It requires that we participate in the conversation. And if we do, agriculture will, in fact, save the planet.